In our next session, we will talk to a current ELU student. Her name is Aya Al-Abrash. She's also a front-end engineer at Backbase, and she will talk about skills for software engineers and give tips on how to become a software engineer. So, welcome, Aya. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Isadora, for the introduction. So, hello, everyone. And here is Aya. And as Isadora said, I am a current ELU student, and I have started, to be exact, 1 year ago. And actually, I am here with my talk to give you the reason why I did start at ELU University at the first place. So I will be speaking on some tips on how to become a software engineer. In the first place, there is no standards at all, but it's just some tips that I found it can be help anyone who would like to become a software engineer. I would like to share some slides I have here. So let me just show them. I hope I would be able to. One sec. Yes, it's this one. So I hope now you can see my slides, and I can, and as I said, I would be just giving some tips that I saw it can be good to anyone who is thinking to become a software engineer. So at first, if you really want to become a software engineer, a data analyst, or any field you would like to go deep with, you need to be clear about your goal. Because starting a career at the end, it's not something easy and not something that everyone can just go through. It's about steps you need to go through, some failures, some ups and downs. And what I saw here is you need to be very sure about what do you want, how your journey to be like, and you need to set the whole picture in your mind at the first. So you need to know your goal and you need to know your destination, and by that you will be sure on, like, yes, I want to go in this direction. So as tips, maybe you can ask yourself some questions like, what do I want to be? Do I want to build my career as a software engineer? Do I want to be a team member in an IT company? Or maybe do I want just to start my career and grow and implement my skills and become like senior, principal, lead, whatever you want to be in the future? So by setting your goal, you would know, like, I have this path and this is what I want to continue to become. And after you get the idea, like for instance, I will give an example for me. Like now I'm working as front-end developer, and I saw through my journey that maybe starting a career in software engineering, or that would give me benefits in the future to become more expert in the system, in the architect, in the technology, and all of that stuff. So this is when I thought, yes, I need to earn a degree in computer science, and this is where I registered for ELU. So earning a degree, it will give you the possibility and the resources to learn, to ask your questions, to have other students and also teachers that will help you through the journey. And also it will offer you the background on how you will learn how to design the software, how you will become good in interviews in the future, how to solve problems and learn about the architect and everything. So earning a degree, it will give you the first steps on where to go. And after you already enroll, you need to know some languages to go through and learn about them. And there is actually no common agreement in the software topic that yes, you need to learn this language or this language, and this is what do you need to pick. There is no limitations because we are in a world that have a lot of technologies now. There are a ton of languages that you can start with, but the most important thing is you need to find the thing that you really feel comfortable with. So for instance, like I tried with Python, I see myself like maybe not very good at it. I try something else, and for sure, being at also a university will give you the resources, the books, the knowledge, and everything you need. I mean, forward. Other than that, you need also to supplement your study. So studying from books or having maybe online resources, some projects to work on is not enough for any developer or anyone want to be an engineer, because usually the books are outdated. And as I mentioned, we are in a world that is full of software and everything is getting updated day by day. So you need to surround yourself by the latest technologies and resources, and here where you can really find the ability of having some tips. Maybe if Stack Overflow is known as a website full of questions and answers, and you can ask your questions there. You can know about languages, about problems that you are facing, things you want to improve on, as well as some other websites I would mention, like Code Wars. If you want to become more expert in solving some problems, having to write some solution, this will help you very much to improve your skills, I would say. Yeah. And if I may go forward, then as a step for all of the engineers and the developers all over the world, you need to read an already implemented code from other experienced developers. And why that? Because we want to read how other people are thinking, and we need to know some new technologies, maybe some new features, ways on best practices on how we can code better. And for instance, like GitHub, you can see there are a lot of programmers that are putting their code with documentation, and the source code is very real, that you can also comment there, have questions, have tips, and you will be for sure improving your skills while doing that. um, More so, the most important thing in our field is you need to be surrounded by people who are thinking the same. So by that, you need to have a community of other engineers, maybe other students who are sharing you the same ideas, maybe not the same new ones for you. And by that, you will have the guidance, the ways on what to focus on, what to learn. The things are missing from your knowledge, and you will be able to fill all the gaps. Also, this will help you in the future. You will be known more. They will help you to maybe get to the job market easier or faster. And yeah, you will not be alone for sure. Um, Yeah, other than that, I would say build more projects, build your own projects, solve your own problems, see how you can practice more, because there is nothing as practical experience. You can read as much as you can have resources, you can have articles, you can have books, but nothing as coding by yourself, because by doing that, you are enhancing your learning, you are improving your skills, you are finding your own bugs, and you will be able to look for solutions. So by learning how to code and build projects, you will be slowly building up your experience, and that will give you actually the boost to the professional network. Um, yeah. So other than that, you have already applied for university. You are already learning. You are having your own projects. You are building up your skills, and you are done. What next? You want to go to the job market, and how you will be doing that? You really need to master your pre-interview skills. So what do we need as engineers to get to the job? We need a very good resume. because this is very important when you will be hired. So you need to master this thing, maybe your cover letter as well, and how you are online presence, like your LinkedIn profile. You need to put all of your skills, all of your experience, and because at the end, the HR manager will look at these to at least get the background of your experience and what did you achieve so far. So these things, I would say it's very good to also start building up while you are going through the journey. So while you are learning and while you are searching about how do you want the full picture to be at the end, to like which developer I want to be or which engineer. um, Next, for sure, you have practice and you have your resume, everything's ready. You need to face a real job interview, because what you are going to learn through these interviews is a lot. Maybe you will find things are you didn't get attention before, some questions that you may not have answers for them, because most of the IT companies will start with these interviews. So first, maybe there are some companies will have a screen interview with you, maybe at home, maybe at office, depends now for sure. And then you will be able to go through the questions. They will see how did you build yourself, what skills did you gain, and everything you went through. And it's also for you, succeeding or not. But going through real interview is the best practice to go through the hiring process. At the end, for sure, if you succeed at any interview or more than any, you need to accept the job offer. I mean, nothing also is shame to start at any level, because you need to gain the experience, and the experience, the most you can gain it through these jobs. So start as an intern, then build up your skills, build up your improve your level, become like junior, intermediate, whatever you want to be in the future. And for sure, choose the job that it will suit you the best. It will suit what you want to be and what you can be comfortable with. For sure, there are more steps or tips you can go through to become the person who you want to be. And this is different from person to person, but actually, this is what I thought. It can be some tips that can help you to at least start thinking on how I would my career be in the future. Um, at the end, I want to share some of the skills that any job market can ask for today from an engineer or a developer. And this is not only about the technical skills, I would say, because if you are going to be in a real job world, it's different than just coding and solving problems. So you need the skills on how to program and how to code, and not only in one language. You need to learn the concepts in each language for. Also, as software development, you need to know the cycle of how software will be built from the beginning till the end. You need to know about object-oriented design, how the structure of the data, how the stuff being built as well. And the most important thing, you need to know also about testing and debugging, because believe me, this is the most thing you will be doing uh, through your whole career or your whole journey, I would say. Because while you are testing, you will be able to find the bugs, you will be able to improve your code, you will be able to find the better way on how you can improve the way you code. As well as some other skills, I would say, and this is more about how you can act as a team member, because it's not only about coding, it's about how you will be communicating with people, maybe from other field. Maybe you are a front-end engineer and you want also, you have for sure back-end engineer or scrum master or any other people in the team. You need to be able to communicate with these people, ask your questions, have an answers, and be an important team member, I would say. Also, you need to have your presenting skills, because for sure you will go through meetings, you need to present your work, and this is something you need to learn about. Yeah, I remember for me when I did my first presentation, I couldn't answer most of the questions. I was very nervous. I didn't put the right words into my presentation. So then I knew that I need to practice more on how to present, how to attract the listeners, and how to be good on showing my ideas. As well as having some performance improvements, because now we want our products to be performing well, security well, build up very well. So you need to know about those to be able to have, I would say, the best code or the better way of it. And for sure, I would also agree with Natalia that there are a lot of skills that most of the developers should have, like time management, communication, be transparent, to do your job the best, split your time, and those are very important skills that any engineer would need. Um, Actually, this was my tips about. I am very open to any question. Maybe Isidora is here, or someone.
Hi.
Hi, Isidora.
I'll ask some questions that they have asked here. So, what programming languages and frameworks do you use in your job as a front-end engineer?
So as a front-end engineer, how did I start? I for sure started by learning the fundamentals of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then after that, when I felt like okay, I mastered the basics. I mean the languages that I can build a small program with, or a website, I would say. Then I moved to another platforms. I learn about React. I learn about Vue.js, for instance, and also I was learning Node beside to be able to have like my service on. So this is where I start, but unfortunately, when I started as an intern in Backbase, the company was working with Angular platform, so I needed to learn everything about Angular from the beginning. I went through courses. I remember I visited Stack Overflow most of the times, because I had a lot of questions that I need answers about. I had my colleagues also to help me finding my answers. So it depends. For you, for sure, you will have your preferences, but also there is needs at the time at the work environment.
Okay. Another question is technology is more work than getting a certificate, meaning it is a practical experience.
I didn't understand that one.
I don't think I understood that one either. So I'll go to the next question. Does European Leadership University offer in-campus bachelor programs or are they offered fully online? Um,
Yeah, I think you can
I
answer
think I
this.
can answer that. They're offered fully online. There's no in-campus bachelor programs. And then there's another question. Should I do multiple frameworks or master one completely?
Um, It's, I would say, not mastering, but because each platform has its own way of working. Like, for instance, React is more about storages, and Angular is more about components, dividing, and the structure of the project. So it depends. You can visit multiple of them, and then when you feel you are comfortable with one, then you can master it. Because like for me, for example, when I started with React, I thought, yeah, I find maybe the one, I would say, for me. But then when I started with Angular, and then when I dig deeper in it, then I felt like, no, I need to focus more on Angular now. And not because of my job requires, but because, yeah, I felt in myself that I need to learn more about it. So it
Okay.
depends on the person, I would say.
Thank you so much, Aya, for speaking with us today. It
Thank
was
you
great
also.
having you.